video is going to be on how to create accurate estimates when doing remodeling. So a remodel or a TI or a renovation, either one of those words are kind of interchangeable in my workspace at least. So all of those are going to be taking a building that is already existing and has been built and was probably fully functioning at one time and turning it into something else, or just refurbishing it and making it look better. Either one. But I am in the commercial space right now in my life. But the very first company that I worked with all of those years ago, which at this point has only been around 6 years, and I had 4 years in the Air Force, totaling around 10 years of project management and estimating experience. I'm 28 years old and remodeling. So one of the first companies that I worked with after getting out of the Air Force, and actually we'll even go back to the Air Force. A lot of what I did in the Air Force was, restoration or fixing up. A lot of the times in Anchorage, Alaska, the roads, whenever they were being cleared for ice, the paint would get scraped off the road, so we'd have to go back through and paint stripe the actual road itself to put the lines back on so people know where to drive at. It's pretty wild, but that's the reality of Alaska for you. So, that's an example. A lot of different roads, sidewalks, airstrips, a lot of different buildings, drywall, studs, roof repairs here and there. All of those would be forms of remodeling and refurbishment for whatever structure they were taking place on. But after I got out of the Air Force, I went towards remodeling of residential work, or residential homes, basically. And so with those guys, we were taking homes off the market that needed to be remodeled and remodeling them and putting them back on the market. And I would estimate how much it would cost to redo and make the place look a lot better. Fresh coat of paint and some new fixtures and maybe some electrical work, or maybe we patch the driveway so that it doesn't look cracked, or redo the surface or something like that. But that was what we were doing, and pretty interesting. We got a lot of pictures, and that's going to kind of go towards what I'm going to be saying next about commercial. But we would get a lot of pictures of the house, walking in and around the house and around the area, and of course inside of the house and like the backyard and everything, basically, so that we had a decent picture on what all we needed to do to get the place remodeled. So after that, I got into commercial work, and that was with self-storage. And one of the things that I'm going to say here to make a more accurate bid, we did a lot of the times go out and actually look at these places. And that's because with the remodel, the plans can say, especially like there's some as-builts or something like that, the plans can say what they want to say, but real conditions are probably going to be a little bit different than whatever the plans say, because it's a remodel. There's no telling what's already being demoed by the demo team, or because once, like, let's say someone is moving out of a structure. So for us, we would take like an old Walmart, or let's just say a general grocery store, and turn it into something else, a new project for self-storage. So like a Cube Smart or whatever your preferred local storage person or place is that may have been an old grocery store at one time. So when the grocery store would be selling the place to the new people, they're not just going to leave behind all of this material and stuff that they had in the store to, like, we are going to demo most of the stuff anyway, so they might as well take the stuff out and try and sell off whatever they can and get money towards, moving into whatever their new place or new location is going to be. So things would be done, things would be possibly taken out, maybe even damaged from people trying to demo, and we would go and see. We'd see if this piece of duct from the HVAC does actually run here, if this electrical does go here, and so that we can take that into account for our bid and fit our pieces for the self-storage around what was already there. So very big part of building an accurate bid. That right there is money, just saying. So another place that we would do remodeling would be, or another place that I did remodeling was for like sheet metal and waterproofing and weatherproofing. And one of the things that I learned there is that you need to be very particular with who is around your product, because you don't want whatever they do during the renovation, especially if you're a subcontractor, to affect your product. So if we had someone, let's say, working above where our metal panels were going to be, we didn't want that. Like coping cap, for instance, we would have someone come in, or we would have our own guys, and me, of course, estimate the coping cap, because that tends to go above the side wall for the metal panels. And if their coping cap fails from whoever that other subcontractor is, then it'll affect our stuff. So taking into account things like that is a part of building an accurate estimate, because of having to go back out there and redo all of your panels because somebody else's stuff above your stuff failed, went behind your panels, ruined them, had them bowed out, or messed up the waterproofing up underneath, and now it is kind of going into the building or something like that. You're saying, well, it's going in from this level, which is right behind your panels, and you installed those panels, so this water issue is on you. It gets a little bit further into like, kind of like how I was talking about, inclusions and exclusions, and what is under whose responsibility. Like, this is things that you have to think about, things that may cost the company, maybe not the bid. They win the bid, we get the money for that, but now things are looking kind of crazy on the back end, because we're gonna have to go back out there, put all of this man hours and material, labor, all of that stuff into the bid again. So things that I want you to think about when you're thinking about estimating, because it is it's not one level. There are many levels that you can go up, and the more I've learned, the more I've realized that. So check the description below. In that, there's a link to my digital products relating to estimating, to try to get you up to my level, or at least to a level to where you can have a job like mine, where you can make over 6 figures and do what you want to do. Ball out of control. Get one of them Dodge Chargers and go spin some wheels or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do with your money, but that's your money. Anyways, well, that, and then there's also a number in there from my business number, which is for consulting, my consulting service for estimating, and I also plan on doing a course. So the details for that are going to be coming sooner than later, but I just wanted to put it out there into the wind that I will have a course set up for more estimating that you can go through and learn maybe a little bit more than you would from just my books. And then I feel like from me, you probably learn a little bit more than you would from the course, actually talking to me over the phone. So, all right, I will catch you guys on the